There comes a moment in a person's life, a moment that feels like the world goes silent, and everything you've been told, everything you've been taught, everything you've been conditioned to accept, collapses under a single question. What do you truly desire? Not what your parents wished for you. Not what your friends think is realistic. Not what society labels as success. But you. What sets your soul on fire? This is where the journey to riches begins, not in a bank vault, not in a stock market, not in a business deal. It begins in the mind. Napoleon Hill said it a century ago, and the world is still catching up. All achievement, all earned riches, have their beginning in an idea. Close your eyes. Imagine for a moment you were born with nothing, no privilege, no inheritance, no connections. Now imagine that, despite all odds, you built an empire. How? This is not theory. It is history. Andrew Carnegie was a poor Scottish boy, working 12 hours a day in a factory, earning barely enough to eat. Henry Ford was a farm boy with little formal education. Thomas Edison had just 3 months of schooling. And yet, they became titans because they understood something the masses ignore. Riches are not found, they are formed. And the raw material is a burning desire. Everything you will ever become begins with a single decision. Do you truly want it? Not wish for it. Not daydream about it when life feels slow, but want it with a hunger that gnaws at your bones. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. It is the seed from which all wealth grows. But most people confuse desire with curiosity. They would like to be wealthy. They would like to succeed. But liking is not enough. Desire that creates riches is not polite. It is not soft. It is not a fleeting spark. It is a fire that keeps you awake when the world sleeps. A fire that drives you to knock on doors that keep closing. A fire that says, I will find a way, or I will make one. When Edison failed 1,000 times to create the light bulb, that was desire. When Ford demanded his engineers build a V8 engine they said was impossible, that was desire. When Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and still saw a kingdom in his mind, that was desire. Your mind is not just a container of thoughts. It is the workshop of your destiny. Every empire, every fortune, every movement that changed the world started as a thought held long enough, fed deeply enough, that it became reality. Picture a blacksmith's forge, sparks flying, steel bending under the hammer. That is your mind. Every day you either forge chains that hold you or keys that free you. What thoughts dominate your mind? Scarcity, doubt, envy, or abundance, determination, and faith? The universe does not care what you plant. Your mind will grow whatever seeds you allow. Plant fear, reap stagnation. Plant desire, reap creation. Desire without clarity is like a fire with no direction. It burns everything but lights nothing. What do you want? Be specific. Not, I want to be rich. Rich with what? Money? Freedom? Time? Impact? The men and women who built history were not vague. They had numbers, dates, targets, visions so vivid they could describe them in detail when they were still broke. Carnegie wrote his desire on paper. Hill advised the same. Write your goal. Make it clear. Make it real. Make it something you can see with your mind's eye as vividly as you see the room around you. Clarity is the compass that turns your desire from a wish into a map. Once you know what you want, you will meet your first real enemy, doubt. Doubt will show you your empty bank account. Doubt will whisper statistics. Doubt will show you people who tried and failed. Faith is your shield. Faith is not waiting for evidence. Faith is the evidence. When Ford said, I will build a car for the masses, he had no factories, no machines, no proof, but he acted as though it was already his. Faith is the ability to speak your dream while standing in ruins, and to work as though success is inevitable. Every fortune ever created was carried across a bridge called faith. There is no success without sacrifice. There is no fortune without cost. You cannot become extraordinary while clinging to ordinary habits. You cannot claim wealth while spending your nights numbing your mind with cheap entertainment and your mornings pressing snooze. The price is discipline. The price is persistence. The price is being misunderstood, doubted, mocked, and continuing anyway. Edison was called a fool. Lincoln was defeated again and again. Carnegie was accused of madness. What will they call you? And more importantly, will you care? This is the law most ignore, the law of persistence. Napoleon Hill said, "Most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure." Do you understand what that means? It means the moment you feel most ready to quit is often the very threshold of your breakthrough. The masses stop. The wealthy persist. The masses look for comfort. The wealthy look for conquest. Your mind is not just your tool. It is your partner. Autosuggestion is the practice of speaking your future into your subconscious until it believes it. I am not there yet is reality. I will be there is faith. I am becoming that person is transformation. Every morning, speak your desire. Write it. Visualize it. Burn it into your mind until doubt has no room left to breathe. All great fortunes are built twice, once in the mind and once in the world. Your first construction is invisible. It happens in your thoughts, your plans, your inner dialogue. The second construction is physical, businesses, assets, wealth, freedom. But you cannot skip the first and expect the second. Most people try to build without belief, and their empire collapses before it begins. Right here, right now, is where your story bends. You have listened. You have felt that flicker in your chest. That is no accident. The world will not slow down for you. It will not pause while you make up your mind. It will either pull you forward or leave you behind. There are two types of people: those who wait for permission, and those who decide. Decide. Decide what you want. Decide what you will pay. Decide what you will become. Carnegie decided as a poor boy. Ford decided as an uneducated mechanic. Edison decided as a half-deaf child. You decide now. You are standing at the same threshold they once stood upon. The question is not whether wealth is possible. It is whether you will claim it. Will you speak your desire daily? Will you write it, see it, live it? Will you act as though it is already yours? Because desire without action is fantasy, and action without desire is slavery. But desire with faith, clarity, persistence, and decision, that is the formula the world has been hiding in plain sight. The fire is now in your hands. Not a gift, not a trick, not a secret sold in shadows. A principle as old as time. You become what you think about most of the time, and you move toward what you desire with unrelenting focus. From this day, stop asking, "Can I become wealthy?" Start declaring, "I will think it. I will plan it. I will live it. I will grow rich, not only in money, but in purpose, in freedom, in legacy." Your desire is your seed. Your faith is your water. Your action is your sunlight. Now plant it, feed it, protect it, and watch what grows.